Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great workout you can do in your home. Just a few different tools, but the same ones that we've been using for most of these workouts. So we're going to need one dumbbell, probably a little bit on the lighter side, a bench or a coffee table or the edge of your bed, anything like that will work, a fit ball, and a tube. And then if you happen to have sliding like furniture movers, we're going to use those today as well. We've used them in the past, but it's been a little while. So remember to come into these workouts warmed up and ready to move. 5 to 10 minutes of cardio to get your heart rate up, your muscles warm, and your mind ready for movement. So we are going to start with a one-arm reverse fly today, kneeling on the bench. So what I want you to do is, if you have a bed, if you don't have a bench, you can use your bed or a coffee table, maybe with a cushion for your knee. Anything like that will work. You want a nice flat back. We're only going to do one arm at a time here, so keep the same knee and the same hand on the bench, and then we're going to raise one weight out to the side, doing a reverse fly. So you want to think about keeping your shoulders down away from your ears, squeezing back. You'll know right away if you've chosen too much weight. You can always stop and grab a lighter weight. And then also, if you're having any shoulder pain or you want to do a little bit less, you can also do it with your elbow bent a little bit, and that makes the lever shorter. One more. All right, good. Now I'm just going to turn around for the other side. So think about a nice flat back. Don't round your back like this. Nice and flat, shoulders down, head in line with that spine. One. And you may find that your dominant side may be able to do a little more. So maybe start with a little bit lighter weight on this one just to be sure. And then don't swing it. We want to just bring it up till about parallel with the floor. Remember, you can bend that elbow if you're having any shoulder pain. Just kind of keep it at that same bend. One more. Last one. All right, good. Put that down there. Okay, next we're going to use a chair or the same surface that you've been using. I want to do a slow sit, fast stand. So we're going to work on a little bit of power and some control. So you really work on some good strength when you're using a slow eccentric motion, which is that downward motion here. So we're going to go down as slowly as you can. Barely sit down and then pop back up. So we're going to work on a little bit of power there. I have my hands in front of me for a little bit of kind of a balancing. Nice and slow. 3. Now this also works on not plopping when you sit down, right? So you want to work on that control when you're able to sit down into a chair. Sometimes you go to sit down into a chair, it's not quite there, and you have to be able to control it without using the plop. If it's not where you thought it was and you need to be able to stand back up quickly, that's another reason to be able to practice stuff like this. I think that's 6. Nice and slow. 7, pop back up. You really use that power to pop back up, almost like you're going to jump out of your chair, like you've sat down and you've sat on a thumbtack or something. 2 more. Using those hands for leverage so you can really sit those heels back in your heels, sit those hips back. Nice and slow. And up. All right, great. Now I'm going to get this bench out of my way. And now we're going to do some wood choppers. So I've got my band in a higher spot over here. Just closed into my door here with my little holder. A lighter band here if you're doubling it up. A stronger band if you're using a single length. If you're using the length of it, probably a little bit stronger. I've got mine doubled up for space reasons. So we're just going to start up here, chop down to your opposite knee. Getting a good twist, a little bit of a squat at the bottom. Breathing, keep those shoulders down away from your ears. 6. You should feel this. We're working your shoulders here, but you should really also feel it here in your obliques. 9 and 10. All right, now we're going to turn around and do the opposite side. So shoulders down, starting up high, down to that opposite knee. 2. You may find that one side feels a little easier or more controlled than the other. Keep breathing. Twist. You can always step out if you need more resistance. Step a little closer to the door if you need less. All right, good. 10 on each side. Okay, now we're going to grab that ball that I talked about kneading and lie down on your tummy on the ball. We're going to do some hip extension. So we're just going to kind of roll out right here. Your hips right on the ball, your tummy on the ball, but I want all of this nice and straight. Your hands are just there for support. We're going to put your feet together. Lift up those feet nice and straight. Keep those knees nice and straight and down. So we're going to do 10, holding it for, 2 to 3 seconds. If you're a really fast counter, 5 seconds. Think about squeezing those glutes, keeping your legs straight. Don't bend, then we're going to just engage your hamstring. We really want your glutes to do the job here. Control your breath with your tummy on that ball. Keeping your neck and head in a good alignment here. Everything else should be nice and straight. Shoulders down away from your ears. Breathing. Keep those feet together. Your hands here are just balancing. 2 more. Squeeze. And last one here. Breathing. And rest. Okay, good. Now we're going to use those furniture sliders that I talked about. If you've got, it doesn't need to be anything fancy. They sell these for physical therapy and for exercise physiology, but it doesn't need to be anything fancy like that. So we're going to do a little balance training here. So I want you to do this somewhere where you can hang on if you need to. We're going to stand on one foot and kind of do an arc with that furniture slider just under your toe. So pointing it out in front of you, your leg will stay straight. We're going to arc all the way around. Now, if you need to, remember that we're doing it near something so you can hang on, standing to the side of it so that you can keep that good range of motion for this balance. Everything up here is in good posture. Your neck and shoulders are relaxed and down. Let's do one more. And good. Now we'll just turn around and do the same thing so that you've always got one side where you can grab on if you do lose your balance. So right under that toe, making that arch. So in addition to this being balance, we're still working on posture. That single leg that you're standing on is working hard. That's doing some good hip stabilization right now, holding you in that spot, so that allowing your other leg to move. Let's do 2 more. And good, rest. Okay, good. We're gonna end with a little bit of abs on the ball here. So sit back down on your ball, and we're just gonna do some ab leans. So bring your feet further forward a little bit. I just kind of dig my heels in and keep my knees bent. You can do your arms across your shoulders like this, or here. This will be a little bit lower level to start. So what I want you to do is lean back and then come up to only about here. Don't come all the way up. That disengages your abs, and we're trying to get a good ab contraction here. Try to keep your neck and shoulders in a good postural alignment. When you lean back, it's like there's a board on your spine and you're leaning straight back so that you're not crunching like this, and then you're also not dipping like you're dipping your shoulder blades. Just to about here, not all the way up. We're going to do 2 more. 9 and 10. All right, good. Of course, you can always do more of those if you feel like you want a little bit more, or less if it's really challenging for you. If you need to, you can put your feet up against a wall to give you a little bit more stability if you feel like your heels are sliding. And also do it next to a coffee table or something so you have that support if you do lose your balance. All right, do these through 1 or 2 more times, add some cardio in between, and then follow up with a good cool down and stretch at the end. If you have any questions or need any substitutions, don't be afraid to email me or message me or leave a comment, and I'm always happy to do that. All right, thanks everybody. Have a great workout.